To talk about our next segment on KIC's progression because Catherine Fletcher has tonsillitis and is not able to be here today. So Craig, without further ado.
Hi everyone, my name is Craig Broccoli, in case you didn't hear, and yes, it is a vegetable. This is my 5th year in Binghamton. I started back in 2006 as an undergraduate doing mechanical engineering, and I finished last year with my mechanical engineering degree and decided I was going to stay on to be an MBA student and join in on that 5-year program that we have here. I didn't really want to leave Binghamton yet, so that's what I'm doing now currently, and I'm still living on campus. I'm that old 23-year-old that everyone wants to get rid of, but I'm an RA, so I'm sticking around, and that's my current role. But throughout my years here, let's see, as a freshman, I looked at Binghamton as an investment, more just the school per se, because it's dirt cheap compared to the other schools. But also it had that young. It was in a young stage. It was 40, 50, whatever, 60 years old, but growing. And I wanted to see it grow, and I figured after I graduated it'll be a lot better than it was when I came in, and already starting to be that. So that's why I came to Binghamton. But ever since my freshman year, every year that went by, actually every semester that went by, I liked it a lot more. And it kept going and going and going, that I just tried getting involved more than just being on campus, but getting involved in this community. I wanted a school that had a college town. And Binghamton had a potential for a college town. So I joined in with CIC, Students in Free Enterprise, my freshman year, and that was my avenue to get involved more than just learning at the university, but also learning from the university and getting involved in the community and bring whatever I learned in my classes and try and integrate it into the community. In CIC, I was now in this whole get involved mode, and I stumbled across CIC2020, which looked to me as an exclusive club that I want to be a part of, and that's how it was marketed. It was this thing that, only the best of the best can go, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's me, I'm going to do that. So I went on and I put in my application and sat down for the interview, and I got to have my interview with Catherine Fletcher. This was after Jason was here, and after Josh was here. Well, actually Josh was still here, but Catherine was assuming the leadership role the following year in 2007, 2008 is when I was looking to get involved. And actually the year after that, in 2008, that semester is when I applied. And Catherine, full of energy. Most of you might know her. If you haven't met her yet, I'm sure you will at some point. She'd probably do a much better job. She's much happier than I am, and she laughs a lot. And KIC was like her thing, and that's all I knew her. I was like, oh, she's a KIC girl. But you can see her down there, second picture. But anyway, she really motivated me to get involved, and I wanted to do it, so I got accepted into the class. And little did I know that I couldn't take the class because I had a million other classes scheduled throughout the time. So I kind of was upset, but Catherine let me stay involved to the extent where I got to participate in some of the meetings and kind of shadow and look on. And then the following year she asked if I wanted to be part of the directorate, and I said, sure, yeah, I'll do that. Again, class conflicts prevented me from getting fully ingrained in the whole KIC community, but I was there watching everything go, and we led us to a cool project after the Confluence, which is, when I was joining, that's what was going on, was the whole Confluence emphasis that you're going to have students, you guys are all students, you'll all have great ideas. How can we get those ideas and integrate them into the community to a level that we can really make a change and understand what's going on, recognize the problems and recognize how we can fix that for the ultimate goal, which is to make this a prosperous area and hopefully have students remain in the area. That's how I looked at it when I joined us. All right, they want students to stay, and I was like, all right, maybe I'll consider that. And now, 5 years later, I want to stay here. I can't be an RA anymore, but I'll have to find a job off campus. But yeah, that was the whole focus that I saw and why I wanted to join KIC. And with the Confluence project, we'll get to in a second. I think it's in here. Oh, there we go. All right, so the whole focus was to come up with these great ideas and then integrate them into the community. awesome ideas that came out of it was the B3P. You guys probably have them on your table, the blowout block party that first year. I thought this was probably one of the best ideas at the time of getting people involved in the community, recognizing, especially from the student side, what was going on in Binghamton. And more than just, we have the university and we have the downtown area with a bunch of bars on State Street. This was to get students to recognize the different businesses in the area, but also to have the businesses and the community members recognize what the students can do, bring the student potential, bring the student groups down. And this took a lot of planning. It was put on by Adam Amit, who some of you guys remember from last year's SA president. It was his idea. He worked with the project. Catherine helped him out a lot, and there was many meetings over that summer coming into 2008 for the fall, or 2008 fall, of a real project that could really make a big difference in the area. And the idea of it was going to be an annual program. So I got involved with that, sat in a couple meetings, and that's really when my wheels started turning off. KIC actually can be something, it can do something. And every year that went by, KIC took what they learned from the year before, and it was sort of a progressive growth into the future. So they took what they learned and modified it and tweaked it a bit to change it so that you would have real growth. You'll learn what you're doing. You learn from the, not mistakes, but how to get students involved to a different level. And one of the things you came out of the Confluence project was partnership for knowledge, where you have students that have all these great ideas, but how do you connect them to the area members and then use them as mentors to get on to the next level and come up with even better projects. These are some of the projects that came out of the Confluence era, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you could see the blow-up block party, Adam Amit, Carrie Ward had a great involvement with the arts in the area, which is adds a lot of culture down here. So those are some of the great projects. This is the blow-up block party with 1,000 guests. It was a lot of fun when I first came here for the first one. We had great involvement from the city. The city really looked at this as a gem and a great way to get involved. So they blocked up all the streets. How many people went to the first blow-up block party? Ross, yeah. Okay. Ross is probably the happiest moment here. I was seeing Ross here because I've been trying for 4 years now to get you to do KIC. He's from the area, and he's so passionate about making it a better place, and finally he decided to do it. So that's me.
Gosh, Ross, I'm glad you finally won you over.
Yeah. Now when you're about to leave, well, potentially. So we moved on to the partnership for knowledge the following year. Partnership for knowledge and entrepreneurship. And again, this is where Catherine knows all about this because this is, again, her baby. But I was involved to the level where I got to see all the cool things going on and throw in my 2 cents whenever people want to listen to it. So it turned out to be a mess. No, it was actually a really good program. You can see from here that everything that KIC's about is not just something easy. Oh yeah, we'll do a project, we'll do a big blow-up block party and just call it a day. You have to recognize that there's a lot involved here. Connecting the people. You've got to take an idea, figure out how it's going to grow from this little idea to a larger project. But who's going to be involved? Who's it going to affect? And I know Jane knows a lot more about it than I do, but this moved on to the next level when we go, Elliot's name. I work with him, so he had a pretty cool idea.
By the way, these are the students, if you haven't had a chance to look at those websites yet, I want you to do very soon, because you need to be thinking about what am I interested in writing about this semester, and what's my paper going to be about? How's that going to fit into everybody else's? These are the students' individual papers that are listed here, these things that are going by.
Yeah, definitely look into these.
All these papers are online, published.
It's what you guys are going to be doing. This is, again, what I really liked about KIC. Yeah, you have to do a paper at the end, but it's a class. But your paper is, it's a truly functional paper. So you're sitting down, you're coming up with an idea that can really be implemented. You're not writing about a book written about leadership. You're actually, going out there researching and backing it up with true stuff that you can get involved with the following year or the year after that. It's something in this area that you can get involved in.
Plus, you have to stick your neck out even further, Craig, because everybody's paper will have 3 sections. The first part is what's the latest research on this subject. The second part is what are demonstrated best practices from either this community or other places in the country. And the third section, which is the hardest, is what are your recommendations to policymakers in this community? What needs to happen next?
Yes.
So it really requires engagement at a much higher level, much higher stakes than most class projects.
Yeah, it's a lot different than just reading a book and taking references out. And you truly do have recommendations that can go on and be useful to high members in society.
And when Catherine has been tracking the number of page visits after these get published, we try to publish them just before the public presentation. We know that we get literally a spike of page visits right after that presentation as community leaders go in to print out these papers. Plus, as I said before, when you asked me for a recommendation or job or grad school, I hyperlink your paper to my letter of recommendation. So you've got a lot at stake in making that the best paper you've ever written in your life.
I'm sure you guys checked out the website, right? Yeah, so definitely do that. See what it's all about. But I think CIC, for me, even though I never got truly involved on the level I wanted it to be, it is a way to get involved. It's a true tool that you can use, one for your future. Hopefully you do decide to stay in the area, because you can all see now that there's student housing coming down in the area. There's downtown, so maybe a law school in like 2018, whenever they want to put that in. But it's becoming a college town, somewhere that you would, most of us would like to stay on. It's relatively cheap, but I'm not trying to sell the area. I'm not paid for that. But CIC is a good way to really understand yourself as a person, but also how to influence something wherever you go, whether it's a company, a community, town, university. So I really enjoyed CIC, and I think you guys will like it too.